when a bomb exploded at an anti-government rally in Bangkok. We have details of these and other stories in this CFI report.
A grenade attack on Sunday killed 3 people, including 2 children, in the center of Bangkok during an anti-government gathering. On Saturday, a little girl had been killed during a shooting at another demonstration. This was the first time in 4 months of political crisis in Thailand that children have been killed. There have been demonstrations on and off in the past 4 months in Thailand. Many demonstrators have been calling for the resignation of Prime Minister Shinawatra. She does have support from the rural parts of Thailand. They had not seen each other in 60 years. North Korean authorities granted them several hours to get together with family in North Korean territory. Separated since the end of the Korean War in 1953, tens of thousands of South Koreans are hoping to be selected to see family in the North. Several hundred of them were chosen this week after 3 years with no meetings at all. North and South Korea have remained in a state of almost permanent confrontation. Now there could be more rough waters with the annual military exercises that Seoul and Washington have just begun. U.S. officials may request the extradition of Mexican drug lord Joaquim Lozman Loero, known as El Chapo or Shorty. He was arrested by Mexican Marines and police in the resort town of Mazatlan without a shot being fired. The head of the powerful Sinaloa cartel, Guzman, had escaped from a Mexican prison 13 years ago in a laundry cart. He runs a multi-billion-dollar trafficking organization responsible for much of the illicit cocaine in the United States and Europe. There has been another incident between ecologists and Japanese whalers in the Antarctic. Activists from the Sea Shepherd organization that tracks whale fishing boats operating under cover of scientific research said they were attacked by 2 Japanese whaling boats. The captain of the ecology boat said the Japanese used cables to brake their engines. Tokyo has denied the charges, saying that the Japanese boats were harassed.
Ukraine's President Viktor Yanukovych appears to be on the run. He fled Kiev over the weekend. His exact whereabouts are currently unknown. Yanukovych was removed from office by parliament and faces arrest for the alleged mass killing of civilians. Now, when Mr. Yanukovych fled, he left his presidential palace unguarded, and thousands of Ukrainians are now getting a first-hand look at the luxurious life he lived. CNN's Nick Patton-Walsh takes us on a tour of the inside.
Were jammed to the most fantastical show a fled ruler could put on. They knew they were poor and he was rich, but not like this. Not quite so insultingly extravagant.
I'm the Ukrainian.
We meet Yulia, whose anonymous plea to the world went viral on the internet. Only now she feels safe to say her name.
I am a Ukrainian. I'm 24 years old. My name is Yulia Marushevska. For me, it's a madness. And for all people, the only question I am hearing all over here is what for?
These crowds can roam these vast grounds for hours and still not find the answer. Remarkably, no looting, nothing stolen, because that's what they say he did. A day out to forget the dead and the political power vacuum and see what money can buy if you really don't have anything sensible to do with it. He didn't even drive these. A 50s Bentley, a Soviet armoured limo, whatever this is, and an American army jeep. In the end, he fled, of course, in the presidential helicopter. And not in this, a massive riverboat for partying. Outside, fascination at the life he led, and they could only look in on while their country stagnated. Inside, gifts from guests.
Well, in the months ahead, when Ukraine comes to terms with a troubled economy and asks, where did all the money go? Here is part of the answer. The president's own vodka.
Did you even know Versace made plates? Even the presidential waste gets guilt. We later got inside his house. A bizarre, enormous, empty mansion with this girl's bedroom, a rare sign of life being lived here. Otherwise, it was gaudy, but vacant. Everything laid on, even a tunnel linking the houses across miles and miles of grounds. The luxury literally never seemed to end. In his bedroom, one bell for sex, one for alcohol. It was presumably a joke, but how he lived, to the people whose money this was, isn't. Nick Payton-Walsh, CNN, Kiev.
Sukuta beat Gunjur 5-4 on penalty shootout after the two sides settled for a 1-all draw in 90 minutes. The match between the two communities was staged in memory of the late Dauda Alkali Cham of Sukuta. Babakar Senghor has more.
Yes, goals were the main features of the game between two historically close-knit Kombo communities. Games between Kombo North side Sukuta and their southern rivals Gunjur often conjure some memorable encounters. The latest installment of what could be best described as the friendly rivalry saw the two communities and their people honor the life of the late Dauda Alkali Cham, a young man who, until his sudden demise, contributed immensely in the development of the Sukuta community. This is a tale of two feelings, a moment to return gratitude and at the same time a time to further strengthen the family ties between the two communities. The mood was one of fanfare and excitement, and the atmosphere further generated into outright euphoria at the away end when Kansidia Toure scored a superb opener to give his side the lead. Both sides had chances at either end in what was an entertaining first 45 minutes. With Gunjur heading for a deserved win, the home side had one final foray forward. A quick break in the center circle allowed Lamin Zola Toure sight of goal, and he deliciously lobbed the ball over the unrosing goalkeeper. The goal sparked pandemonium among the home support and sent the game into a nail-biting penalty shootout. Sukuta players kept their nerves in check, winning 5-4.
The football match between Gunjur and Sukuta, definitely it is one meeting that will bring about a lot of understanding, friendliness and everything. Dauda was our late brother and we lost him. But what is Sanchaba, what society did for him to cast back to our memory to his life in the world, a short life in the world. We are very, very proud of them. And also the people of Gunjur, we thank them very much for having the time to come and kind of take part in this memorial tournament.
Two things impressed me. One, the idea was to remember somebody who had served the community here in Sukuta and in Gunjur. He built relations and he died, and the people come together to remember him through a football tournament. Again, another initiative to bring the two communities closer. That's very good. Secondly, when they came to play, all proceedings happened in peace and in friendship, just as is expected between Gunjur and Sukuta. So I'm impressed on those two counts. In the field, I think the Gunjur team actually had the initiative in the first half, but as we have seen, Sukuta had fought back gallantly, I must say, to equalize and then went ahead to win the penalties. It shows that the game was very competitive. I'm very impressed personally.
It was a close contest between the two sides, with the home side edging it, their second straight defeat of Gunjur. But on this day, the outcome of the game was insignificant to both sides. The day was meant to celebrate the life of a proud soul and a great son of Sukuta. For Grts Sport, this is Babakar Senghor.
And before we take leave of you, a quick reminder of the day's top stories. West African meteorologists have descended on Banjul for a 5-day sub-regional interface staged by World Meteorological Organization and its partners. Mexican Marines and U.S. counter-narcotics operatives have arrested the exclusive leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel without firing a shot. And in Thailand, 4 people have been killed, 3 of them children, in yet another round of violence targeting anti-government demonstrators. That was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for your pleasure, and do stay with us for